The media viewers, the unified content delivery model, and the flexibility of our new embed code are a great first step, but for June 1st, we're thinking bigger. We have these great API services that power dozens of endpoint products and microsites today, but it's such an expensive buy-in to really put these tools to use. So sure, if you have an experienced development team, a budget, enough time, you can create some really amazing endpoint products and custom websites and tools. But what about the rest of us? What if you're a small state or local government shop with a one-person web team? What if you are the one-person web team and you have enough on your plate without learning about APIs and JavaScript and code injection and so forth? So introducing do-it-yourself microsites, a zero lines of code way to build tailored sites populated with the rich content from the syndication system and from its participating partners. We've developed a rich templating system that allows users to start with a basic layout and then customize with their own blend of content, their own logos, titles, footers, links, all without writing a single line of code or copying and pasting a single snippet. I've taken the liberty of creating a few microsites in advance, and let's take a look at a couple of those. I'm going to click here on my microsite section. So we can see that I've got a few here, a few fictitious microsites that I've created. Let's take a look at healthy living. Cool. So what do we have here? This is a grid-style microsite. It kind of has a never-ending scroll grid layout that's become popular on some social news aggregators out there like Pinterest. And clicking on any particular content item, let's click on one here, gives us a nice modal pop-up. We can read the content right here on page. This is true for any of these items. That's pretty cool. What do we have here? We've got this cool image gallery on the slide. It's kind of attention grabbing. You can have infographics or images, anything to kind of grab an end user's attention. This is from some collection of health-related imagery. And then down below we've got kind of a full content view that we can click through some different media items and see them flip through here on the page. Very cool. Let's take another look at another site. Let's check out this one. This one's called Carousel. Now this is a really neat concept. We have a completely different template style here. First thing that grabs your attention is this dynamic carousel that's explorable with a click. We can click through, you can see different stuff. This is really great for image style content, infographics. These can be hooked up to pop-ups that pop up to show you greater detail or linked off-site. We also have a dual column endless scroll layout. So it's an endless scroll, kind of like we saw on the other page, but this is a little different. Notice we have a list of nice HTML content here on the left-hand side, and then in-page playable YouTube videos on the right-hand side. Now, the particular content you put up on these sites is completely up to you, and you have the whole catalog of the whole content syndication catalog to choose from. Let's go ahead and create one of these together and see how easy this is to do. So I'm going to go back to my microsites view here, and I'm going to click New Microsite. Now this gives us our new microsite builder tool. This shows us kind of the four layouts that we're starting with. Now the initial phase 1 version of this project will come with these 4 templates, but there are plans already in the works to improve and expand upon these templates and offer all kinds of new templates in the future. So we've got these basic 4. A classic layout is kind of a traditional page layout with side column and kind of a scrolling content area. We have our blog style. That gives you kind of an endless scroll, kind of dated feed with a couple of side navs. We have our carousel style that we looked at, which has that kind of expressive image carousel at the top. And then we have our grid style, which gives us kind of our social media aggregator style view. So let's make a new one here. I'm going to choose the classic template. When we click the classic template, or any of these templates, we're given kind of a template builder, and this view is designed to kind of show you the basic structure of the page, how it's going to come together to construct your site. And you can see that all of our templates are essentially comprised of 5 areas: a header and a footer and 3 content areas, usually a main content area and a couple of sidebars, or sometimes a main content area and a couple of scrolling panes. Depends on the template. Clicking on any section will pop open a modal view with an editor. So I'm going to click on header here, and you can see that immediately we're presented with an option to upload our own logo and provide a title for our site. So I actually have a logo pre-prepared. This is just some hospital logo that I found with Google. So we'll put that on there. And let's just call this Stephen's Hospital. Cool. Now, we can either close this modal view just like this, or when we're in a modal view, we have these nice arrows that let us transition from section to section. After we put in our logo and our site title and we move to the next section, we can see that there are some recognizable options here. These are the same unified media sources that we just looked at in the storefront that power things like media viewers and feeds and lists. So we have the option to pick from user media lists that you've generated yourself in your storefront, collections that are generated by agencies and publishing partners, tags that represent content that are tagged with particular items. Sources could represent entire agencies like HHS, CDC, other federal groups, or campaigns, which are similar to collections, but campaigns are broader scope. If you had something like a National Heart Health Month, all the content relating to heart health might be associated with that, including a whole bunch of collections. So it's kind of a broader category that you can use. For this example, let's see, I'm going to start with a user media list. Now, we have a bunch of different user media lists here. These are the ones that I created earlier. One of these you'll see is a really great content list we created for our media viewer. I think for this particular content area I'm going to use this mixed content. Now when I step through this kind of builder, it gives us these different options. So we can also choose how we want to sort this content and what field we'd like to sort it on. Sorting by publish date allows us to always have the newest content for your particular media source, whether it's like a collection or a tag or whatever, bubble up to the top. And you can also kind of pick your sorting options. So we're just going to do by name and let that be ascending for now. Now for our first callout box, that's the first one of these sidebar boxes that has other information. We have a couple different options that we can do with that. I'm going to pick some hard-hitting images that just really like catch the user, attention. So we'll pick this Healthy Living Images user media list that I already created. Now, because this is a sidebar, we have a couple of extra options. Namely, we can give it a title. So we can call this Hard-Hitting Images. Got that already filled out there. And we also have this new thing called Display Style. And this lets us choose how we want to present this content. And currently we have 3 choices. List will give us simple links. Full content will give us, in the case of images, like a full resolution image, or for HTML, you get full HTML views with pagination. In our case, we're going to do a thumbnail grid, and this will generate kind of a cool image gallery for us. And now we have one more media section, and for this third media area, let's try something a little different. Let's base this one on a tag. So I'm going to click my tag here. And we can pick all different stuff. I'm going to choose an English topic type tag, and let's pick cancer as our particular tag of interest here. Now we don't want to overwhelm the users with lots of content all over the place, so we'll keep this one simple. We'll just call this one like informative let's say informative links. And we're almost finished. Our last view here gives us an option to fill in some footer information. Well, this is cool because we can put kind of our mission statement or whatever our message is here. I'm just going to write a little blurb and say, Stefan's Hospital has been committed to delivering patient care since 1984. And then we can do some other cool stuff. We can even include a couple of our own links. So if we have a home page that we want to link to, I'll just make something up here. We'll do stefanshospital.com, and we'll add like a search as well. Just like to Google. We're going to have up to 4 links on this template. Once we've filled out all of our sections, we're finished. We've completed this template. We can save. As soon as we click Save, we're immediately taken to our new site. Now there are a couple of extra menus here because we're logged in and we're the administrator of this site and we've just made changes. We see these extra bars at the top. We have kind of a nav bar that can take us back to our template builder or a link back to our microsites on our storefront page. We also have a link that we can share with our users to actually come to this page. So when this finally ships in production, this would be a link back to the HHS storefront. And if we copy this and put it in a new window, we can see it loads our page for us. When an end user sees this page, they don't get those nav bars that we see at the top. They'll see something just like this. So you can see this is our classic template, which has a accordion style viewer where you can get thumbnails and descriptions. You can click on pages to open a new tab and visit the source, or we can play with these image galleries and pop open viewers for these hard-hitting images here. We also have our list of informative links. All of these are based on our tag that we picked, in this case cancer, and we can pull up and see the syndicated content. So this is a really powerful tool because now you can build an entire site that's branded with your logo, that's titled with your particular titles and named sections, your collections of curated content, your footer information with your mission statement or your call out or your final thoughts, your links back to your homepage, links to other microsites that you've created. Now eventually there are plans to potentially make this embeddable with maybe say like an iframe, but as it stands today you'd be able to register a domain name and point your domain back at this site or simply share the site link out on your existing web infrastructure.